Hey guys, Cindy here, and this is going to be another video on why you should learn a foreign language. And I'm going to read this directly off of a website, so I'm going to put a link to the website in the description, just in case you guys want to see the actual website. I don't want to unjustly take any content that isn't mine. So without further ado, let's do this. These are 10 good reasons why you should be learning a foreign language. And the credit goes to the website vistawide.com. Reason number 1, to increase global understanding, which, yeah, I can agree with that. Okay, I love this quote. A different language is a different vision of life. Federico Fellini, an Italian film director. Yes, I love that quote. Because learning a different language can really open your eyes up to a new culture. Like if you're trying to learn Italian, for example, because of that director, like if you want to truly understand the language, you have to learn more about the culture of Italian people. Just like since I'm trying to learn German, I need to try to understand the culture of German people and Germany. And it's like, yeah, that is a really awesome point. And then number 2, to improve employment potential. Yes, especially if you want to work in the business setting, because if you want to work in the business setting, something like Japanese will really help you. Yeah, Japanese isn't only for weeaboos. Japanese is also a very, very useful business language. Kind of like English is, actually. And not to mention, Japanese is a pretty cool language. Like, I'm trying to learn Japanese characters right now. Like hiragana, katakana. Just so I can know the bare minimum of Japanese. And then number 3, to increase native language ability. Which, yes. I can agree with this and then some. Because, yeah, this is actually in the paragraph. I'm reading this directly from the paragraph right now. Research shows that knowledge of other languages boosts students' understanding of languages in general and enables students to use their native language more effectively. You can't argue with that. Like, who doesn't want to get better with their native language? Because then people will be able to understand you more, and you'll be able to talk about more things. And number 4, to sharpen cognitive and life skills. And then this is a quote by Richard Riley, the U.S. Secretary of Education under Bill Clinton. We have strong evidence today that studying a foreign language has a ripple effect, helping to improve students' performance in other subjects. Which, yes, Richard Riley, I agree with you there. Because learning language involves a variety of learning skills, studying a foreign language can enhance one's ability to learn and function in several other areas. Children who have studied a language at the elementary level score higher in tests in reading, language arts, and math. People who have learned foreign languages show a greater cognitive development in areas such as mental flexibility, creativity, and higher order thinking skills such as problem solving, conceptualizing, and reasoning. Which, yeah, you can't argue with any of that. Like, who doesn't want to get better at that kind of stuff? And then number 5 reason is to improve chances of entry into college or graduate school. Yes, I can also agree with that. Because there are some colleges that won't even let you in unless you know more than one language fluently in the U.S. Number 6, to improve international literature, music, and film. And then I love this quote by Thomas More. The many great gardens of the world, of literature and poetry, of painting and music, of religion and architecture, all make the point as clear as possible. The soul cannot thrive in the absence of a garden. If you don't want paradise, you are not human. And if you are not human, you don't have a soul. Like, if you learn a different language, then you can appreciate the poetry and the stories in that language, instead of just reading it through a translator's eyes. Because the translator, they get the general gist, they get what the poem's about in that native language, but it's just not as pure and as just amazing to read if it's translated. And then number 7, to make travel more feasible and enjoyable. Yes, that's why I plan to learn the basics of at least the bare minimum of basics with 10 most spoken languages. And yes, English is one of them. Just so I can kind of get around and do basic conversations with people. And then 8, to expand study abroad options. Now, this may not interest everyone, but because relatively few Americans are competent in foreign languages, competition for study abroad program in English-speaking countries is sometimes intense. Unfortunately, students often shy away from studying in countries where English is not the native language for all the wrong reasons. They mistakenly believe that their grades will suffer and that their language proficiency isn't adequate, or that they won't be able to fit in or understand the culture. Simply your willingness to learn a language can make you an apt candidate for many study abroad programs. Some foreign programs require no prior language experience and offer an intensive immersion experience prior to the selected program study. Boom! So if you've ever wanted to study abroad in a different country that speaks a different language, don't even worry about it. What you need to do is go to the country, and then they're gonna have intensive learning program for you, so you can get by in classes in that country. So what's your excuse now? Oh, money is an issue. If money wasn't an issue, I'd be in Germany right now. Number 9, to increase understanding of oneself and one's own culture. I actually didn't know this. This website is actually opening new doors for me. Knowing another language and culture affords you the unique opportunity of seeing yourself and your own culture from an outside perspective. There are aspects of your language, yourself, your life, and your own culture that you accept as absolute and universal, or that you have never even considered until you encounter a culture and people do things in a much different way than you're used to. Contact with other languages and cultures gives you the unique opportunity to step outside your familiar scope of the world severely and of your familiar scope of existence and view your culture's customs, traditions, and norms, as well as your own value system through the eyes of others. Conversely, a monolingual and monocultural view of the world severely limits your perspective. Intercultural experiences have a monumental influence on shaping your identity, heightening your self-awareness, and giving you a full appreciation of your life situation. These things can happen only with knowledge of cultures and languages older than your own. Oh, like that. And then number 10, I've definitely experienced this. To make lifelong friends. Knowing other languages effectively increases the number of people on the globe with whom you can communicate. And people who speak other languages can fully appreciate the effort and desire learners expend to get to know their culture and communicate with them, whether they're remaining foreign exchange students on your campus or local immigrants in your country, whether getting to know natives or international students while studying abroad, or whether establishing a connection with a pen pal in another country. Your ability to speak other languages and your interest in other cultures can connect you deeply with people around the globe. Now that is beautiful. And yes, I actually agree with all those points. And don't worry, I am going to leave the link of the full article if you want to read it in the description below. Yeah, I've been wanting to make this video for a while because I do think it's really, really fun to learn a different language. No matter what language you want to learn it. Learn it. It's really fun and you're not going to regret it. Well, thanks for watching.